So pleased to have Ann Nyberg, Christian Ianucci. Thank you so much for being here. And your sidekick over there, who's doing an updo, is Sam Arrow. So thank you very much. We're going to learn from you. I found you on Facebook, Doorbell Barbers. Immediately, I was like, what is that? So Christian, what is Doorbell Barbers?
Well, thank you, Ann, for having us on.
You betcha.
Doorbell Barbers is an on-demand, in-house men's grooming service, and our focus is in-home haircuts. So we actually service folks in their homes, in their senior centers, hospitals, and nursing homes, and we provide service in-house.
Are you an entrepreneur at heart, or are you a barber that said, I know what's going to happen? So how did this come to you?
Yeah, I think the entrepreneur at heart is probably where my path has led me. My first business was at 12 years old. It was a mobile DJ business, and this is actually my third startup here in Connecticut.
So mobile, you got the idea of
the wheels were turning, right?
Yeah, just like going a doctor visit, which, you know, old-fashioned times, a doctor would visit you when you were sick. You launched Doorbell Barbers. You also launched Doorbell Salon. So you thought, okay, here's the business plan 7 months ago. I'm based in Fairfield County, and I can go to New Haven County. When did you branch out to Doorbell Salon? What happened?
So we did a few hundred services amongst the gentlemen of Fairfield and New Haven County, and we did some extensive surveying and kind of trying to figure out, you know, what they're looking for, what needs they wanted. And one of the largest suggestions we had from the folks was women's service. So that's what we did. We created an on-demand women's beauty platform called Doorbell Salon, and we have here Samantha.
So Sam, how long have you been with Christian in Doorbell Barbers and Doorbell Salon?
I've been with him since the beginning of Doorbell Salon. So I've been here since the ground up. So
you saw the business changing.
Absolutely.
And you saw, you know, women, because what you do is you show up at homes that are having weddings, which is great. You also go to senior centers and to hospice and to wherever people need you. I think this is such a great idea.
Yeah.
So you're in the car a lot, Sam?
Oh yeah, a lot of traveling, but it's exciting, and you get to see a lot of different things that you wouldn't, new places, new people. So it's definitely exciting.
Christian, when did you decide that you were going to do senior centers and you were going to do hospice, which I think is awesome?
Well, I think that, you know, there's just an absolute need for those folks, whether, you know, they're physically impaired or on dialysis or on oxygen. You know, those are the people that really can, you know, benefit from our services. And so, you know, we certainly cater to people my age and business professionals and kids, but the seniors in particular really benefit from our services. But early on, we realized that, you know, these people are not being served. And so I think we found a big hole in the market where home service was not being filled. And that's where kind of Doorbell Barbers began.
Now, I think that would be right. You guys show up, do your thing. You're cutting hair, Sam's styling, whatever you need. Give me some stories over the 7 months that you can share that you might put in a book someday.
Right. So, you know, we've been everywhere from cutting hair at a beach to a grocery store. We've cut the hair of a 105-year-old senior in Milford. And we meet new people every day. That's kind of what is great about this work, is that, you know, for one, we're having meaningful conversations, but we're also taking care of people. And so it's a very nurturing thing for us to do.
Sam, as you do an updo on Caitlin Ianucci, who's your sister, thank you for
Happens to be, yes.
Give me a story where you showed up and you thought, wow, this is kind of cool, something that was out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I had the privilege of going to a woman's home in Woodbridge, and beautiful, beautiful home, and I learned that, you know, this was just her second home, and she has, you know, a first home in Manhattan. And so I kind of didn't even realize that there was so many people in Connecticut that live here part-time. And so for me, that was a little bit eye-opening to experience that there was such a population that's actually used to getting services like this in Manhattan and that want that here.
Is there any place you won't go, you guys?
Honestly, we're traveling from Greenwich to New Haven, and we're actually beginning our search to look for barbers and stylists in Hartford County. So our goal is to be across the state of Connecticut by the end of the year.
Now, what's really neat about this is I can book you guys online, you say, in 60 seconds.
Correct.
So take me through how I get a hold of you and book something.
Yeah, so you can find us on our website, doorbellbarbers.com or doorbellsalon.com. When you go to book an appointment, it's almost like you're having a consultation with the stylist. You get to pick your music playlist, your style, your products, complimentary beverage, upload a selfie, and that process takes 60 seconds. And then in return, you'll receive an email confirmation, and someone arrives to your home within an hour.
Cost. You give a ton of services.
Sure.
From everything. Give me a ballpark of what this costs.
So in terms of our gentleman's service, we are in line with salon pricing. I would say we're a little bit higher than barbershop pricing.
Because of the travel?
Because of the travel and also the cost of the staff involved. But your average haircut at a barbershop ranges from $16 to $20. Our senior haircuts are $25. Adults are $40 and kids are $25. And so, we want to make it affordable for everyone to experience it.
When you set out to do this business, I think as an innovator and entrepreneur, you have to figure out that the business, you think it's going to go one way and it goes another way.
Sure.
Where else do you think this is going? And you've only been at it 7 months.
Yeah, so in the past 7 months, we've served about 500 people here in Fairfield County. We've launched a women's service, and I think for us, we're going to continue to expand throughout the state of Connecticut, but also develop a mobile app for us to kind of connect more consumers with our platform, and hopefully that'll kind of target the millennials.
Yeah, I was waiting for that to come, the app.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's going to be called yet? Just
the app would be
Barbers?
Doorbell Barbers and Doorbell Salon, of course.
Now, you've had to come up with logos. Did you
Right.
do the logos? Did you have them done?
Honestly, Ann, the cost of starting a business has never been as low as it is now. And so we use a lot of third parties to do all of our outsourcing. So companies like Fiverr and 99 Designs, and local people that will help out, and obviously relying on our friends and family to do a lot of the upfront work.
Thank heavens for family and friends.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, I didn't develop those. Those are on Fiverr, actually.
Sam, as you're a hairdresser, a stylist, did you ever think you'd be doing a mobile thing, or does this jazz you because you're not in the same place all the time in a salon?
Yeah, I definitely, when I started doing hair 10 years ago, I would have never guessed that this is what I'd be doing, but I'm a bit of like a free spirit, so this fits my lifestyle very well. It's flexible for me as well to kind of be able to make my schedule a little bit, go where I want to go, and I really, really enjoy it.
And it's always the same. Now, let's say you're booked for a wedding. You show up with a couple of different stylists. What happens?
It depends on the party, how many people are there, things like that.
And tipping is great. You should tip everybody that comes to your house.
You're more than welcome to tip the stylist if you feel the need. But in terms of men's wedding service, we're actually the only men's barber in the state that comes out and does straight razor shaves and haircuts for folks on site. And so we have a wedding package, but we also have a alternative bachelor party night. And that's where we come out to the folks, the groomsmen. We do haircuts and straight razor shaves. We bring some bourbon and some cigars and some music.
What a
we create an
party.
experience. Yeah, so it's fun. But I think when you have a wedding, there's always that guy that comes in a little disheveled, hasn't slept the night before, a little out of place, and so we're watching out for that person to make sure everyone is photo
You guys
ready.
aren't ready. That's where they need you.
Yeah, right.
So tell me about that, because I was going to ask you who your competition was as far
Sure.
as guys went. You just dreamed this up one day. Do you remember the first wedding that you did that you showed up?
I've done a bunch of weddings this year, but the first experience that comes to mind was a gentleman that was getting married. He is stationed in Italy through the Navy SEALs, and his girlfriend or fiance at the time was here in Connecticut. But we had about 25 guys in the room, and we had 4 barbers on site, and we were just kind of having a great time with everybody and making sure they look their best.
Now, what if they don't have the facilities that you need, or do you just come with everything?
Yeah, so the great thing about our service is that we're completely portable. We're all on wireless tools. I don't have any need for an outlet. I can pretty much set up whether it's outside or indoors. It doesn't really matter. And one thing people are always concerned about is the hair. Like, are you going to be getting hair in our homes? Is there going to be a situation where we have to clean up afterwards? And the answer is no. We bring in capes, and we bring in floor
And your own
mats
vacuum
and
cleaner?
vacuums and all that.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
just to make sure it's as clean as it was when we arrived.
Now, you mentioned at 12 years old you were kind of an entrepreneur, and you were dealing in this kind of business. What kept you going doing this kind of thing?
So I
It's
think
just
a
part of
spark
your
of
makeup?
curiosity, kind of wanting to kind of either find a new interest or explore new activities. And I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, it certainly can be a lonely endeavor, because you feel like you're the only one in it. It may look like it seems it's very glamorous on the outside, but you know, it's putting in 120 hours a week, so you don't have to work a 40-hour a week job, you know.
Did you put up a lot of money to get this going on your own? I'm
fairly,
guessing you didn't have
fairly
venture
little.
capitalist guys.
No,
behind
not
you.
yet, but very small amount. Not so much at all, really. But as you can see from our website and some of our third-party sites that we have integrated into doorbellbarbers.com, the cost to start a business is so low. So if you're out there thinking about starting something, or you have an idea that, you know, you can't stop thinking about it and you're dreaming about it, now's the time to start.
Has to be passion.
You got to be excited. Yeah.
Sam's just about wrapping that up. I'm rushing her a little bit. Sam, tell me, as you're doing this, when you show up at somebody's home and you've got a whole wedding in your hands, how much time does this take? It depends, depending on how many bridesmaids, the mom. Tell me about that.
It does. It does depend on how many people you have and what they're looking for. And we always are going to make sure that you get there on time, whether you need more stylists to be there, etc. But I mean, I've been in situations where I've had a lot of people to put out in like an hour and a half, and somehow you just manage to get it done.
You just get it
yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, you said now that you're in
Yes.
Fairfield County and you're in New Haven County.
Right.
Do you indeed expect to go through the entire state of Connecticut, and how many people would you have to hire to do that?
Yeah, so our goal is to be across the entire state by the end of the year, and we're hoping to create between 20 to 30 jobs here in the state.
That's the key. You're creating jobs. And are these part-time jobs, full-time jobs?
So they're part-time jobs, but they will be full-time eventually. So it's about kind of building the volume up and building the client base
Yeah.
and getting enough work for the folks that are working for us, but we're trying to do that every day.
And your family's response to all of this?
Everyone's pretty excited. Everyone's pretty behind us. Yeah, they're pretty jazzed about the service, and you know, we're excited to be doing it.
And are you worried that someone's going to knock you off? And if they do, you're going to
Absolutely
be better
not.
at this? I mean,
I'd
competition
encourage
is
I'd
good.
encourage competition, of course, please. It only validates the concept, and it only will make our service better.
All right, Christian Ianucci. And Sam, as she's wrapping it up,
Yeah, we
Thank
are
you
pretty
so
much
much,
done.
Sam.
Thank you
and
so
Caitlin,
much.
thank you so much. And continued success, and I can't wait to see that
Yeah.
you're in all 8 counties in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I just wanted to mention one thing. For anyone out there that's considering our service or wanted to give it a try, we'd like to offer a promotional discount. If you use the coupon code NEWSCHANNEL8 at checkout, you'll get 20% off for the next 2 weeks.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Made a trivial pursuits when one this in. Who's this girl I spend all night kissing? And the bump is right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked, I found myself wishing I found the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Things keep locked in the grocery store of my mind. Just to save time, skip right ahead to the nice ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, you know, you